Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our final program on Chevy Thursday of our Charlotte Motor Speedway Media Tour presented by Technicom. We've done this for many, many years. We often save what could be termed the best for last. And of course, I'm talking about Doug Rice, the president of the Performance Racing Network. Come on over, Doug. It's all yours.
Thank you very much, Scott Cooper. Before we jump into the program, while we're all assembled here, I would like to ask for a nice round of applause for Scott and his entire team and the great job they do every year with Media Tour. It's a lot like an iceberg. There's a lot more goes on than what you see in the planning and the execution of this, and Scott and his folks are exemplary at that. It's a thrill to be here today to act as your MC for Hendrick Motorsports, traditionally the last team that we see on Media Tour on most years, and we follow suit this year. So let's introduce the principals from Hendrick Motorsports. Right now, we are thrilled to give you the starting lineup, so to speak, from Hendrick Motorsports. He is the all-time leader with 11 Sprint Cup owner championships, currently 240 Sprint Cup victories, 18 points pan Cup wins at Charlotte and 8 at Daytona. Mr. Rick Hendrick, owner of Hendrick Motorsports. Our first driver to be introduced has 17 career Sprint Cup victories. In 2016 will be his 5th season racing for Hendrick Motorsports. 5 career chase appearances. Casey Kane, driver of the number 5 Farmers Insurance Chevrolet SS. Next up in our batting order, 26 victories on the Sprint Cup circuit, 2-time Daytona 500 champion, 3 wins last year, and a chase contender, tied career best in top 5s and top 10 finishes. Dale Earnhardt Jr., driver of the number 88 Nationwide Chevrolet SS. Next, brand new to the Sprint Cup lineup for Hendrick Motorsports, the 2014 NASCAR Xfinity Series champion, 2014 and 2015 Series most popular driver, and 2016 NASCAR Sprint Cup Rookie of the Year contender, Chase Elliott. He'll be driving the number 24 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. And finally, Jimmy Johnson, 6-time Sprint Cup champion, 74 career race victories. He has never missed the chase. Jimmy Johnson, driver of the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Before we jump into our program here, it's always important to note Hendrick Motorsports does this every year, and it shows you the kind of people they are. They are making 2 charitable donations as opposed to a media gift this year. The first one is to the American Cancer Society in memory of Steve Burns, of course, from Fox Sports. And their second donation goes to the Jeff Gordon Children's Foundation in honor of Jeff and his tireless efforts to support pediatric cancer research. So, Mr. Hendrick, let's let you start off the proceedings here with a couple of opening remarks.
Well, it's good to be here today. It's I thought when we left Homestead, man, it was a long year and time for a break. And after Christmas, I think everybody gets excited and wants to get back to the track. And I want to thank you guys for covering our sport and doing such a great job of getting our message out, and we always want to thank our fans and sponsors that make it possible. But I think we're really excited. We just had our kickoff lunch Monday, and we're ready for 16.
One of the things I wanted to touch on, person very near and dear to your heart being inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame this weekend.
Yeah, I am really excited for Terry Labonte tomorrow night, and what a great guy. He is just a soft-spoken kind of giant in our sport, and brought us a championship. He's a 2-time champion, and he's just a terrific person. He's been so good in the sport, and he was just a big asset to our company. So it's really neat to be able to watch him go into the Hall of Fame.
All right, earlier this week, an announcement was made that Hendrick Motorsports and DC Entertainment have once again collaborated, and this time it's for the upcoming film Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Let's go ahead and roll a quick video. course, both Jimmy and Dale Jr. will race Batman versus Superman cars at Fontana. That's going to be on March 12th. Both Lowe's and Nationwide will be doing pretty big things to amplify this partnership. Jimmy will drive the number 48 Lowe's Superman Chevrolet SS, while Dale Jr. will be behind the wheel of the number 88 Nationwide Batman car. Those two cars are replica cars, are parked outside of the NASCAR Hall of Fame if you want to get pictures to take a look for yourself. So check that out. Quick word about this. Jimmy, this is I think just ultimately cool to be associated with what's going to be about one of the most buzzed about movies of the year.
Oops, stepping on that. Yeah, I got a short leash for some reason. But yeah, excited for it. It's going to be fun. Obviously with the two characters and Batman and Superman and their relevancy and everything around us and tying it into racing and knowing that racing is an important marketing tool for our sponsors and that the fact that big time movies going to come in and use our sport as a springboard is really cool. So excited about it, looking forward to it, and Junior and I will definitely have some fun along the way.
Dale Jr., your thoughts? You're the Batman car, by the way. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've had a lot of success with the Batman car. Last time at Michigan with the win. Like Jimmy said, I remember when we were putting Superman on our car for the first time back in 1999, and I just couldn't believe that we were going to be able to pair up with such an icon. And they've been able to use our sport in several different ways throughout the last several years. I've been able to drive the Superman car a couple of times and the Batman car to a win. So I'm excited to be part of this program, and we will get quite competitive about it as it goes down the road, and it's going to be a fun race to see who comes out on top.
And once again, that'll be March 20th at Fontana. Casey Kane, you've been a busy guy. You've gone from Australia to the Chili Bowl. Have you logged enough miles during the off season?
Yeah, I logged a lot. Had a great time in Australia. Went right after Christmas and raced 5 times there. Then I went to Arizona and raced a couple times, and then ended up at the Chili Bowl. So I think I did 10 or 11 races in about 20 days, which was to me a great off season.
Chase Elliott, you're here as a Sprint Cup driver, and apparently you got the obligatory Sprint Cup haircut during the off season. It's a little different look.
Apparently, he told me that earlier, and I didn't really know what he was talking about. But that is true. I did get a haircut, but the hair may be back, especially from this time last year. It was pretty long, but it might come back. You never know.
And I know all of you are social media savvy, and you watch the internet, and you see videos that go viral. And earlier this year, there was a video that featured one of the drivers here. Let's go ahead and roll that clip if we don't mind.
Yep. It'd have been a lot better with some theme music, maybe.
So how do you score yourself on your Cannonball video here?
I wouldn't have sent that out if I didn't think it was pretty good. We had a lot of fun that day. That was just the start of it, but it was a good day.
All right, very obvious. All right, we'll get a couple of quick questions here from the audience. I saw the hand go up right back there, and I cannot tell who that is. So if we can get a mic right there. Okay. Go ahead.
Monza from Germany, Rennsport Press. A question to you, Jimmy. With this new rule change, aero package and downforce reduced by the car, is this more difficult to drive the car, more challenging compared to previous car?
I think it depends on the driver. For me, I like a car that moves around a lot. In Kansas, when I tested the package last year, the hot summer day, the surface, the tire combination, the car had a lot of grip for a few laps and then a lot of fall off and a lot of off throttle time, which is what we're all looking for. And to me, it's a very comfortable vehicle to drive like that. I enjoy slipping and sliding around. So from my standpoint, yes. I will say, though, in Las Vegas last week for the test there, we're not any slower with this package. We're a little bit faster. So there's still a lot of work to be done to hone in on the right tire. Plus, it was really, really cool out, and the track didn't have a lot of rubber on it. So we're still going to be learning, I think, as the first few weeks get going. But I think all the drivers want more off-throttle time, want the cars to have fall-off, and want them to be more abusive to the tire and a little bit more difficult to drive in that respect, because we believe it'll put on better racing.
Thank you very much. Chase, I understand you and Alan Gustafson have spent a lot of time, and you spent a lot of time with the 24 crew. Tell us about this getting to know you phase that you've been going through, and how have you been acclimating to the new surroundings?
Yeah, it's been great, and just from the little bit of time I've spent with Alan, obviously I haven't spent a ton of time with him, but I think he's a very special leader, and haven't gone to the racetrack with him yet, but from what I've seen so far, he's been really good to work with. He manages his people the correct way, and I think that goes a long way. There's a lot of guys in our sport that can do maybe just as good of a job as the next, but I think that relationship that you have amongst your team can excel you to that next level, and I feel like he's the type of guy who can create that, and I'm excited to get to work with him.
Jimmy, once again, you've had a busy offseason, as you always do, and I understand a half marathon where you won your age group and a downhill skiing event in Colorado. You've not really taken any downtime, have you? Can you elaborate about that?
I don't think the boss knew about the ski racing thing. No. Yeah, it's been fun. I've stayed busy. It was slow speeds, boss.
It says bunny slope here.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's been fun and busy. I went and watched a lot of people ski in Colorado. I didn't get on the mountain at all.
Sprint cars in Australia, you skiing in Colorado, Earnhardt jumping off the roof in Key West. What'd you do, Chase?
Don't ask. Don't ask about me.
Oops, I've enjoyed my time as MC for Hendrick Motorsports.
I thought this was going to be a really good year for us.
It is. We're all in our creative spaces, fine-tuning our skills. So,
Other
keep
questions from
going.
the
Good
audience?
work.
Get a show of hands here. Anybody? All right, we'll move into this a little bit more. Dale Jr., 9 years with Hendrick Motorsports. Almost a full decade. Does it seem like time has gone by that quickly for you?
It took a while for us to get it right. I know that. We're winning races. I'm having more fun than I've ever had driving race cars, and I got to give the company all the credit. Rick a lot of credit. There's just so many good people working there, and it's such a fun place to be. The cars are the best in the garage. The people are the best. And every time you get in it, you got all the confidence in the world that it's going to do what you want it to do. And like I say, we've had more fun in the last 2 years than I can ever remember having. And just hoping it keeps going from here. I think we've got a lot of potential. Greg going into his second year with a lot more confidence. I'm excited to watch him continue to progress. We're continuing to change and adjust our team. We had guys that got promoted and moved to better opportunities, newer opportunities, and so it's a challenge every year in the off season to continue to fill those gaps, but I'm really confident Greg can do it.
Casey, can you talk a little bit about the relationship now that you have built with Keith Rodden and what you're looking forward for in 2016?
Yeah, mine and Keith's relationship's been great. It's been, good for a long period of time. When I first started working with Keith, I think it was 2004, and we've been, friends and worked together ever since. Last year as a crew chief, it was, the first time we had that type of relationship, and I thought it was solid. We spent the time and communicated and did the things that we needed to do, together. We need to figure out how to have a little bit more speed working together, but we've, we're just. I really like working with him. He does a great job with the guys. All the guys like working for him as well. And I think this year should be better, our second year as a crew chief together. And we lost, in my opinion, we lost a little bit when Keith left us and he went to be a crew chief. We lost a little bit on the engineering side and what we had built. So now we have that back with Keith, and we're building that engineering side back up. And I feel like it's, this season's going to be good again.
Thank you. Jimmy Johnson, 15-year partnership with Lowe's. That's almost unheard of in this sport. Can you kind of reflect on that, a decade and a half with the same sponsor on the side of your car?
Yeah, it's been a huge honor to drive that Lowe's car for so many weeks and so many years. Great people, people that really want to build a relationship and a partnership with myself and Hendrick Motorsports. And, internally, they use us very well also. So proud of the relationship and look forward to many more years with them, and also very proud to have only driven for one company at the Cup level at Hendrick Motorsports. So it's been a fun run.
Chase, realistically, what are you looking for out of this rookie campaign? Obviously, I would think rookie of the year, but beyond that, have you and your team sat down and said this would make a successful 26 campaign rookie year for you?
Yeah, well, I think the first thing that we've looked at, and I think a conversation that Alan and I have had, and amongst our group and a couple of the meetings that we've been a part of, is no matter where we start, good, bad, ugly, great, fantastic, wherever it is, I think if we can start at that point and improve, I think that's how we're going to be able to achieve our goals. And I'm really confident in really that entire team. They're definitely a winning race team, and we really have no excuse if I do my part on my end to go and try to compete for some really good runs and hopefully some wins. So I think that's something to shoot for. I think it's possible, and we're going to try our best to make it happen.
Dale, it's probably been a long time since you've been a rookie in this game, and you were in a fierce rookie battle yourself your first year in this. What can you tell Chase Elliott that might be helpful for him in his initial campaign, if you're giving big brother, big uncle advice or whatever?
Yeah, he's got a lot of great people to go get advice from, but it's a long season, and you're going to be doing a lot of things outside the car more often. There's going to be a lot more work, responsibilities outside the car than you've had in the past. And just to be able to kind of pace yourself, not so much at the track. Obviously, you want to have all the energy and excitement you can when you're at the track doing your job, but outside the car, make sure you got people around you that can help you pace yourself and not wear yourself down as the season goes, because it's much longer. It's in days, it's not really longer than the Xfinity Series that he's been running, but the job you're going to do is a little bit tougher.
Did you get all that, Chase?
I have. I'm trying. Yeah. Well, we've talked a lot away from here too, and there's been a lot of great advice given, so I'm excited to have some good people to lean on there.
Jimmy, with some folks, there was a perception last year that it was like a super down year, but you go back and look at the stats, the laps led, you won 4 races, and it was more circumstance that bit you guys than anything else.
5 races.
5 races.
Don't take one away from me.
Sorry. It was worse than I thought. Better than I thought. So can you address that? The fact you guys, I mean, you had the kind of season that a lot of teams, if they hung those numbers on the board, would go, this was a pretty good year.
Yeah, I think the summer slump we had wasn't fun, and it was painful living it, and I'm sure it was painful for some to watch it. But so that part wasn't good, and then to be eliminated so early in the chase, we were top 3 to top 5 in the points throughout the course of the year, and to have such a simple mechanical problem take us out of Dover, we weren't around in the big picture after that. Sure, we won in Texas and had a really strong finish to the year, but I guess we've put the bar pretty high for ourselves as the 48 team, and I'm happy that that's the case, and look forward to really living up to that this year.
All right, thank you very much. Right now, I want to bring up, he is just recently the past president of the National Motorsports Press Association, Brian Nelson, and Brian has a little special presentation that he would like to make here to Mr. Hendrick. Brian, come on up.
Thanks, Doug. Every year, the National Motorsports Press Association and its group come up with 5 nominees for the NMPA Hall of Fame. Last year, Chase's dad was the lone guy to reach the 2/3 membership voting threshold and go into the Hall of Fame. This year, along with Al Unser Sr. and Joe Gibbs, Mr. Hendrick, you were inducted on Saturday night, and it was your first year of eligibility. So I wanted to congratulate you with that, present you with this custom-made jacket that every Hall of Famer receives. It should fit. And this commemorative plaque as well. Congratulations.
I really appreciate that. This is quite an honor, and to be inducted with Al Unser Sr. and Joe Gibbs, two of my heroes, really special. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much, and thanks the member of the press for putting me in the first year I'm eligible. But more than that, thank you for what you do for our sport and covering our sport. And I apologize I wasn't there, couldn't be there. I was with the family on vacation, but I really do appreciate it. This is very special to me. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Brian, and congratulations, Rick. That's an honor, very, very well deserved. Rick, while you've got the mic here, we'll close this up as we normally do with a couple of closing statements now that you've got your nice National Motorsports Press Association Hall of Fame jacket on. All right, thank you, Brian.
I was really worried about this jacket fitting because when Dale won the shootout down in Daytona, and they brought this leather jacket. I think it was a small, and I got it on, and I couldn't even get it halfway around me. And then John Boy and Billy the next morning said, you need to kill a few more cows for him, him to have a jacket that fits. So, well, we're real excited. If you've been to the top of the mountain, it's hard to sit out there in Las Vegas and not be on that stage. We've got a real commitment with our organization. We've worked hard. I give all the crew chiefs and engineers and the drivers. We've never worked together any better or as much as we have toward the end of the year and in the off season. And I give them a lot of credit. And our guys are fired up. We're fired up. We know it's a tough sport. We know it's going to be a very competitive sport, but we've got some of the best talent, and they're all working together. And I don't give doesn't make any difference what kind of business you're in. It's all about the people, and we're stronger together. And we had 600 of us holding hands Monday morning in a big circle saying stronger together. And, I'm just real proud of the organization, proud of all the wins. But, we're looking at the windshield, not the rearview mirror at the championships we've had. We're looking forward to the championships we want this year. So I think we're ready. I'm proud of our folks and appreciate all the coverage from you guys and all the fan support. So can't wait to get to Daytona. We've had pretty good luck down there in all the plate races, so no pressure, guys, but sure like to start the season off with a win in Daytona. Okay, all right.
He did say no pressure, by the way.
No pressure. But thank you, Doug.
Rick, thank you very much, Mr. Hendrick. I'm fired up after that. All right, a quick little time for our still photographers. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get your pictures orchestrated here, and then all of our principals, including the crew chiefs, will be available in the usual breakout locations. Thank you very much. Scott?
To our members of the media, if we could, everyone please remain seated, and let's give this photo opportunity time to take place. Our television cameras on the back. Please be patient. We'd like to invite our special guests to be able to get to their breakout areas first, and then we'll have plenty of time to fill in for the interviews. Our friends from Hendrick Motorsports will be available until almost 4:45 for interviews this afternoon, so we've got plenty of time for breakouts, and we do always appreciate Mr. Hendrick and his team wrapping up our annual Charlotte Motor Speedway Media Tour. So again, we'd like to thank them for their participation. And also would like to ask for your cooperation in the breakouts. Our media workroom will remain open tonight until 7 p.m. And we encourage you to try to plan accordingly and get your stories wrapped up, as they will be doing some things to turn over the room to plan for the NASCAR Hall of Fame inductions tomorrow. So again, special thank you to our friends from Hendrick Motorsports. Let's let them get into place, and then we'll start the next breakout session.
Reception tonight and a dinner. I'm supposed to shoot. You don't have any clue?
That's not tied into us. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I have no idea. It's
probably a Hall thing, right?
No, it is a Hall of Fame thing, to be honest with you. I didn't know it was open to media.
Well, it was.
But if you're with Getty,
I'm just doing the reception.
Look, you need to talk to Josh Hamilton.
Yeah, I can't find Josh.
Josh has been around the whole day, though.
Really?
I mean,
Okay.
Josh came in the media workroom a couple of times.
You announced that the crew chiefs will be coming in at 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're going to come in here, right?
No.
And they're going to come in that room. That's right, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, also, we'll have a rotation with some of Hendrick Motorsports team executives and their crew chiefs at 4:15. So keep that in mind in terms of scheduling. The Cup crew chiefs for Hendrick Motorsports will be available about 4:15 this afternoon in our regular breakout area. Thank you.